But Mr. President,
now I'm doing something that I'm having such fun with because I'm helping people. I've made Washington D.C. Just an incredible place in literally 4 days. I have friends that say they're going out to dinner. Did you see what's happening with the restaurants? They're bursting. Yes, they're all closing and going bankrupt. I mean, it would be. It would be great. There's a guy named Sean Hannity. He might take a very lovely young lady that he knows very well to dinner in Washington, and they don't have to. And she's sitting right next to you, by the way.
That's right.
But
Mr. President,
I don't want to get him in trouble, so I better explain exactly. We don't want any secrets here. But
that's
the greatest relationship. I hope I'm not breaking any news. This could be the biggest. Hey, this could be the most important thing I said. But let me tell you, those are two great, Ainsley and Sean, great people. And when they go out to dinner, I don't want to see them get mugged. Now they can go out, they can hold hands, they can walk down the street. They're both superstars. I want to know who makes more money, because she's got to be making a lot.
Mr. President, we're so happy for them. But on the
So this guy goes on Fox and Friends and starts talking about the booming things that are going on in the restaurant businesses in D.C. There's a reason that he said that. I'm going to get to the Ainsley Earhart, Sean Hannity stuff that was very uncomfortable. If you can see the look on her face as he went through it, like an old grandpa trying to tell all the news of everybody's business on the air. But first, he said what he's bringing down in Washington, D.C. is all that crime, and people are going out in the restaurants, and it is booming. I tell you, it's booming, bro. That's all that he can think about, because the reason he said is because in reality, the number of people eating at restaurants in Washington, D.C. has plummeted since Trump deployed federal troops to the city. That's according to data as the president's purported crackdown on crime continues. Research by OpenTable found that restaurant attendance was down every day last week compared to 2024, with the number of diners dipping by 31% on Wednesday, just 2 days after Trump ordered his National Guard to then patrol Washington, D.C. Restaurant business is booming. He can't wait for Sean Hannity and Ainsley Earhart to go out to more restaurants and not get mugged, because, you know, that's what was happening to them every time they went out. More data from OpenTable shows that the number of people making online reservations dropped by 16% on Monday compared to the previous year as well. The number fell by 27% on Tuesday and 31% on Wednesday as military vehicles and armed troops were deployed to the city. Weird how people lose their appetite when they got people walking around with long guns and threatening to arrest them and punch them in the face with masks on them. More, Metropolitan Washington Summer Restaurant Week from 2024 was from the 12th to the 18th of August. The 2025 edition of this event, during which diners are generally offered premium experiences at more affordable prices than usual, began on Monday. But that data didn't immediately make clear to what extent that may have factored into the year-to-year drop. But there's definitely something that did happen. This guy decided to deploy his troops and his military state to the city because what he wanted to do was push his influence and his authoritarianism on everyone else. But it was only supposed to affect all those minorities and black folks, right? All it was supposed to do is make those homeless people afraid. But it wasn't supposed to make all these good folks that he deems the right people of the city to come out and go to restaurants and damage businesses there. The same way he damaged businesses in Los Angeles, the same way he's destroyed people's businesses everywhere that he goes. Maybe he should slap some tariffs on people and they'll start going out of business to restaurants again. But it's always an exposure of what's really on his mind. He heard that everything is down. He heard that he's destroying cities' businesses. He knows that. That's why he then went on Fox and Friends and thought he's talking to all the loyal lemmings and say, you know what's great in Washington, D.C.? Things are wonderful. It's a lot easier as the president of the United States to stop f***ing things up rather than f***ing things up and then saying everything is wonderful. You know, you can cut out that middleman and then just stop doing the bad things that you're doing. But I want to talk more about him embarrassing Ainsley Earhart on TV. You won't be surprised to hear he would not shut the hell up. He kept talking about it, and they had to usher his ass off the whole interview.
Well, President Trump, we want to thank you so much for joining us this morning. We know that you have lots of other wars around the world that you need to end, and that's more important than anything. So we appreciate you joining us this morning.
No, thank you very much,
Mr. President.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And Ainsley, thank you. I hope I didn't get you in trouble with John. But No,
We
it's just a
appreciate your
great couple.
support.
I'll
Thank
say
you.
it. I like this. It's a great couple. We love them. Have a good
Thank you,
time,
Mr.
everybody.
President.
Congratulations for
Thank you.
yesterday.
sir.
Thank you, Mr. Trump.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you all very much.
The
A lot of
45th
fun.
and 47th President of the United States giving us some breaking
Yeah.
news on what took place in the room there.
Apparently, the breaking news was about the engagement between Ainsley Earhart and Sean Hannity. That's the breaking news. I think she was worried that he was going to say that the president, 45th and 47th president, is talking about your relationship. It's just embarrassing. Honestly, it didn't harm anything. It's fine, except it's a little embarrassing for these folks that we're supposed to be talking about something else completely different. And the fact that this guy's brain is on that is any other distractions he can come up with when so many bad things are happening around him, because there's one thing that he really, really doesn't want anyone else talking about. But Chris Murphy was talking about it on the Sunday shows.
What is your message to people in the Capitol and elsewhere who buy into this argument that President Trump is making that these cities are unsafe in part because of Democratic policies?
Well, first, let's just look at the actual numbers. In Washington, D.C. and all across the country, crime was going up during Donald Trump's first term. And when Joe Biden became president, crime started to come down. In fact, it's been coming down precipitously in Washington and in cities all across the country. So it's just not true, the allegation that they are making. What's happening here in Washington, D.C. is just a stunt. Donald Trump didn't like the fact that the walls were closing in on him, that his own base was questioning why he wouldn't release the Epstein files, why he was protecting very powerful people. He didn't want to talk anymore about the fact that our healthcare system is about to collapse because of the cuts that they have made, that premiums are going to go up by 75% on Americans. And so, true to form, he just decided to create a new news cycle. Nothing different is really happening in the United States Capitol today. Crime will continue to go down, whether or not there are U.S. Troops here, National Guard troops here. He's just trying to distract from the stories he doesn't want Americans to be talking about.
No more truth can be spoken than what Chris Murphy was talking about. There's so many things he doesn't want you to talk about, but I still think primarily it's his name all over those files. So he's making things up. In fact, they even admitted that crime is down in D.C. I mean, that is until his criminals were unleashed on the city. And if you've seen any of the stuff that's been going on, you've seen some of those folks that are masked up. And there's the reasons why they have masks on is because they say things to other citizens who are protesting them in the streets, who threw a Subway sandwich at them because that's a big violent assault on these tough guys. But they've been saying things like, Biden already destroyed this country. The liberals already did this.
Oh, you guys are ruining this country. You know that, right? Liberals already ruined it.
Oh,
there we go. Okay.
These are the enforcement folks. So yeah, true to form, the folks that he said he's releasing from January 6th to the Proud Boys to stand up and stand by until they get their opportunity to be unleashed with their criminal behavior on regular American citizens, he's unleashed them. So they can't be identified because then we'll know that this is his army of MAGA sycophants, his true army of brown shirts who are loyalists and will carry out quote unquote law enforcement for his pleasure. So, of course, still with the same propaganda, Pam Bondi had to step in and say some of the most ridiculous things that no one even believes.
Listen, our law enforcement officers are telling us that people are coming up to them on the street, and they said a lot of people are walking by whispering, saying, thank you, thank you, thank you. They're hearing stories every single night and day of people saying that they feel safe now to walk their own neighborhood where they live because of what our great men and women in law enforcement are doing at the directive of the president.
And going out to dinner, according to the president. And
Going out to dinner.
Pam Bondi has to go on Fox Business now. Standing next to the other guy who used to work in Trump's first administration, who he has to bring up. And the president said everyone's going out again because we have to lie. But she says people are walking up to ICE agents and whispering, thank you for being here. Thank you. I love the fact that you have that long semi-automatic rifle on your hip. It's great. Thank you so much for being here. If everyone's so happy in Washington, D.C., why do they have to whisper how thankful they are? It's almost like you're admitting that the majority of people in the city are screaming, get the hell out of my city. What are you doing here, you fascists, Gestapo? Get out of my city. Why would they have to whisper if everybody's so happy?